So let's first of all roll through the shoulders and lift the shoulders up, back and down. Lift the shoulders up, back and down, and once more, up, back and down. And then with the elbows lifting forward, back and down. So either have your feet hip distance apart or your feet together if you want to challenge your balance further. So you're rolling through the shoulders, lifting up, back and down. So either just shoulder rolls or elbow rolls if that feels okay for you. And then beginning to make that bigger, reaching out, spreading the fingers wide as well. Inhaling as you reach and exhaling as you lower. Inhaling as you reach and exhale as you lower. So with yoga postures, we're just trying to stretch the muscles out to allow them to lengthen. We're trying to find stillness sometimes in poses. And really it's kind of a moving meditation as well. And once more, cross. And release. Interlace your hands behind you, and as you inhale, reach the arms away. If you can't hold hands, doesn't matter, just extend the arms behind. And release. Inhale as you extend behind. I'm just turning so you can see me. Exhale as you release. So opening up through the chest. Try not to lean forward at all. About the arm, this is about the arms moving back to create that chest stretch rather than pushing the chest forward. And once more, reaching and releasing. Wonderful. Taking hold of the opposite shoulders. Let's come with our feet hip distance apart if we haven't already. If you can't reach that, you can bring the hands together at the heart center. Otherwise, hands on opposite shoulders. Reaching to one side, gaze behind, back to center, and the other side, and back to center. If that feels okay, lift the shoulders up to, sorry, not the shoulders, lift the elbows up to shoulder height, twisting to one side, and back to center, and the other side, and back to center. If that felt okay, take the hands to the shoulders now. Twisting in one way, back to center, and the other way, and back to center. So just taking a few of those to move through the upper body. And follow with the gaze, mobilizing through the neck. And last one. Good, and releasing, giving the arms a little shake. Taking the legs wide, reaching the left arm up, bending at the elbow so the hand comes toward the shoulder. And then reaching over and rising back up. Now, if this is too much, just have both hands alongside the legs rather than one arm up. Try to have your legs nice and wide for this one. So one of your leg lengths between that foot and that foot. Reaching over and rising up. Reaching over and rising up and release, rolling out through your shoulders. Other arm up, taking hold of the shoulder, and then reaching over and rising up. Exhaling as you reach, drawing belly, as you reach over. Exhale as you reach. So many people say, after yoga, I found muscles that I never knew I had. So I'm just trying to stretch out all those muscles, restricting, reducing our restriction in any movement. And last one. And release. Good. Bringing the feet together. Now hold on onto something if you need to for balance. So option one, you could extend one leg out, drawing back, and then the other leg out and drawing back. If balance feels okay, wait until one foot, other foot out in front, and rotating out through the ankle. Rotating out in one direction and the other. Wonderful. Now tuck in under your toes, so your nails are facing down, and just giving a little stretch to the top of the foot. If you want a deeper stretch, bend the supporting leg. and releasing. Okay, other foot, rotating out through the ankle. Nice upright posture if you can, and the opposite direction. Wonderful. Tucking under the toes, doing a little stretch out, maybe bending the supporting leg. So it's coming, if I was on the floor, the toes are facing down, down like this. If that was the top of my foot, facing down. Good, and release, and give a little shake out. Well done, everybody. Let's come back to that chest open, extend the arms behind, reach the arms away, and release. Reach the arms away, and release, and once more, reach the arms away, and release. Taking the legs nice and wide. Oh, flip your trousers, adjust yourself. Hands to your hips. From here, beginning to hinge forward from the waist. Now, if you want to, you can take the hands to the leg for support. If you've got something nearby, you might hold on to that something. I want your back to be nice and long and straight, so your forward fold might be up here because your hamstrings are maybe tighter. Legs are much wider than hip distance. Stomach's drawn in. And then rising up, bringing the feet together. Okay, let's come to the top of our mats. So feet hip distance apart, or feet together if you've done any yoga practice before and you want more challenge. Bring your hands into prayer at your heart center. So your thumbs are touching into your chest, your palms are facing one another. From here, extend your arms up toward the sky. Reach out through your fingertips. Lengthen through the body. And then taking the arms wide, bringing the hands to the hips. Draw the elbows back, opening up through the chest. Then from here, release the arms, bend the knees slightly. Walking the hands down the legs all the way to the floor. So bend your knees deeper to allow your hands to drop to the floor. Taking the left foot back and allowing the knee to drop down. Rising up the torso, holding on to the leg if you need it for balance. If you've got a chair nearby, you can hold that. Now, making sure that the knee isn't going over the toe. So stay there, or for more challenge, bring your hands to your heart center and maybe reach your arms up. Now, if you feel you're wobbling at all, what you can always do is tuck the back toe to help with balance there. Also, draw the legs into one another. That helps to engage through the leg muscles. Breathing. Now, if you've got any heart conditions, uncontrolled blood pressure, don't keep your arms over your head, just lower them down and then rise them back up, flowing with the breath. And then everybody bring your hands to your heart, then releasing the hands to the floor. Taking the right foot back. So you're now onto all fours. I'm going to come into a pose called cat and cow. So the hands are directly underneath the shoulders and knees are directly underneath the hips. From here, press down into the hands and into the knees and allow the chin to drop down toward the chest as you draw the stomach in, rounding through the back. From there, releasing. So that might be enough for you, rounding and releasing. If the back feels okay, arch through the back, dropping the belly down, lifting the tailbone, lifting the gaze. So you're now have the back in the other direction. So you're rounded through the back, stomach draws in, chin in towards the chest. Into cow, arching through the back, lifting the chin. But make sure you keep those shoulders back towards the hips as you make that movement. So you're rounding through the back, chin in towards the chest. Into cow, arching through the back, lifting the chin slightly. From here, coming back to neutral and dropping the buttocks down toward the heels. into a child's pose, allowing the forehead to drop down. Now, if that isn't achievable for you, you can be in a high child's. You could cross over your arms, rest the forehead on the backs of the arms. If the knees aren't happy, maybe a cushion underneath the bum here. And taking a moment here to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Deep breath in and away. And slowly rising back up onto all fours. From here, bringing the left foot forward. Now, it might just come halfway, in which case give it a little helping hand to bring it forward. Tuck the toes of the back foot, lifting the knee off the floor and bringing the back foot forward. If you can't achieve that, just join us any way you can into a standing forward fold. Bend your knees. From here, taking your hands to your hips, draw the stomach in, draw the elbows back, and rising all the way back up to standing. Returning your hands to your heart center. So we'll have another go at that. Inhaling as you reach your arms up to the sky, lift and lengthen. Taking a few breaths here, and then taking the arms wide, bringing your hands to your hips. Draw the elbows back, opening up through the chest, and releasing. From there, draw the stomach in, bend the knees slightly, walking the hands down the legs, down toward the floor. Bend your knees deeper, as deep as you need to bring the hands down. From here, taking the right foot back and dropping the knee down on the floor. Now, if you can't be in this position, take the left foot back and sink and rest into child's pose. Otherwise, right foot back, left foot forward. Hands might stay on the floor, hands might stay on the thighs, or you might be able to bring your hand to your heart center, draw the legs into one another. And then from here, maybe reaching your arms up toward the sky. Taking a deep breath in. I just saw somebody in the waiting room. And a deep breath out. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out. From here, draw the stomach in, allowing the hands to drop down toward the floor. Taking the right foot back and sinking the buttocks down toward the heels, allowing the forehead to drop down, sink down into the mat. Now remember, you can have the option of crossing over the arms, resting the forehead on the backs of the arms, or keeping the bum higher if you prefer. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Deep breath in and away. Rising the head up, releasing the hands if you had the arms crossed. So we're going to try a downward dog. So spread the hands wide and making sure the weight is evenly distributed so there's not too much pressure into the wrists. Tuck the toes and lift and lengthen the tailbone up to the sky. So when you begin, bend your knees deeply and guide your stomach towards your thighs so your hips lift up high. So this is kind of most people's beginners. If you've done more yoga or you're more flexible, you might be able to straighten through the legs. But I want you to keep your tailbone nice and high and the back nice and straight. Now, if it's too much, sink back down into child's pose by dropping the knees on the floor, buttocks toward the heels. Otherwise, stay in here and allowing the head to release, no tension in the head. From here, releasing the knees to the floor, rising up and bringing the right foot forward. So if you struggle from here to drop the hands down, tuck the toes and bring that back foot forward. Getting attacked by the plant. What you can do as an alternative is bring both hands to the leg, tuck the back toe, then weight into the hands, weight into the legs, and then back foot forward, and then you're upright. Otherwise, we want to tuck the back toe, bring the back foot forward and release the head down, letting go. And then from there, taking the hands to the hips, draw the stomach in, and rising back up to standing. Reach your arms up to the sky, and hands back to your heart. Release your hands, palms facing forward. Let's take a moment to open up through the chest, just turning to face you so you can see. Taking a deep breath in, and a deep breath out. Deep breath in, and a deep breath out. Deep breath in and away.